I'm still very disappointed about rescissions, but I want to keep the eye on the prize. I've got our very first analysis of appropriations, starting with the Ag bill. I'm going to be comparing the House bill and the Senate bill with the president's budget request. Before we dig into the Ag bill, a few quick notes about how I'm going to present each analysis. The middle column is going to represent the president's request, also known as his skinny budget, and this is for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, going through September 30, 2026. The left column is going to be what the House has passed out of their appropriations subcommittee and committee, and same with the right column, but just for the Senate. I'm going to overview top line, meaning the totals themselves. I'm also going to overview some of the major categories. Please know that there's a lot more in each of these bills besides what I'm going to review, but we'd be here all day if I went through every single one of them. Also note that most comparisons, unless I say otherwise, are going to be to FY25, which started October 1, 2024 and goes through September 30, 2025. And recall that there was never an official budget passed for FY25. It's all been continuing resolutions. The most recent continuing resolution was back in March. That was the whole government shutdown fiasco. All right, so now for the Ag bill, which also includes rural development and FDA. Little things, you know. The president requested an 18.3% cut to this cabinet department. Both chambers went, that's not happening. The House is only cutting it by 4.4%. The Senate, in comparison, is actually adding a 1.5% to the top line. And now we hit our major point of contention. The president actually suggested cutting $1 billion from WIC, Women, Infants, and Children. It is another supplemental program, just like SNAP. Both chambers went, we're not cutting $1 billion, but the House got a lot closer. They're cutting $700 million. The Senate is actually not cutting any. They are leaving it at the FY25 level. FDA, 18% of the FDA's budget was cut in the president's budget request. Both chambers are looking to cut about 9%, so about half of the overall cuts that the president was looking to make. Next category where there was a major diversion between the president's skinny budget and both chambers in unison. The president wanted to eliminate pretty much all ag research, NEFA and ARS, and both chambers went, that's not happening, and retained it. The House retained it with some minor cuts. The Senate retained it at FY25 levels, no cuts whatsoever. Tracking right along with the president's foreign policy initiatives, he also asked to eliminate the Food for Peace program, which is a major source of revenue for farmers in this country. And both chambers sort of shrugged at him. The House only cut $800 million from the FY25 levels, leaving $900 million total. Senate was a lot more generous. They're only cutting $200 million from the FY25 total, leaving the total amount to $1.5 billion. Considering the rescissions that were just passed, if we can get this reconciled between both chambers and get the president to sign it, that will be a major win. Also, please note that this bill is going to include SNAP overall. That is mandatory spending. Everything that I've got here is discretionary, not mandatory. Both chambers elected to keep it at FY25 levels, which is $118 billion this year. Now, you might be wondering, well, what's going to happen with those cuts that were just passed in the one big beautiful bill? Remember, they're not cutting anything. They're just adding red tape so that people will naturally fall off the program, and it will result in savings. The Republicans call it waste, fraud, and abuse. I might say that it's going to make people who are probably already working multiple jobs starve to death because they missed one stupid form. But, you know, tomato, apricot, it's all the same. In case it wasn't already obvious, we're rooting for the Senate bill, but both bills are going to have to be reconciled somehow and then pass both chambers' floors, and then the president has to sign them. It is still not clear if all 12 appropriations bills will be shoved together as an omnibus and sent to the president that way, or if they're going to try to send them piecemeal to avoid filibuster issues. Every single thing that you're going to see in appropriations is subject to the Senate filibuster. We've got 11 more bills to go, so stay tuned.